Hello students, welcome to my Abhyas. My name is Sahana KS and I am your physics educator. So today we will be starting a new academic year, that is class 12, and I will be handling physics. So coming to the point of physics, what is physics and how is it related to us? We have known it from the last year class, that is in the first year, and now we will be moving on to the second year. So before going to the academic year, we will just have a glance at the chapters what we are studying and how they are related. Like all the chapters in class 12 are interrelated with each other. So coming to the next one, we have the topics and the marks. Like how much marks does each chapter give you in your academic exam. Clear? So coming to the first, you can see here, first chapter is electric charges and fields, and the second one is electrostatic potential. So what can you have a glance, like what can you imagine here is that this electric charges and also this electric potential, these are all related to what? A charge. Okay, charge when they are static or at rest. Next, coming to the third one, what do you have? You have current, electricity. So when the charge moves, what do you get? You have the plan of, like you have studied it before, that when the charge moves there is electricity induced. So that is what is third chapter. And then comes the fourth, where you have moving charges and magnetism, where the charge while moving, it has it gives out, it is induced by electricity, and also when the charge is moving in a conductor there is magnetism produced. And the next is magnetism and matter. So magnetism and matter, how do you define is, whenever the moving charge is moving, obviously there is magnetic effect. So that magnetic effect, how does it influence matter? Like how does it influence conductor? How does it influence insulator? So all these things we'll be studying in the fifth chapter. After that, we know that there was a well-deserved and well-known scientist whose name was Michael Faraday, who has this idea of combining electric fields and the magnetic field, and gave out a new branch in physics, that was electromagnetism. Based on that, we have the sixth chapter, which is electromagnetic induction, and similarly the applications such as alternating current and electromagnetic waves. After that, we completely focus on the light rays, like how does the light, whether it behaves as a particle or whether it behaves as a wave. So to study that, we have the first chapter, you can say, in the second part, that is ray optics and optical instruments. After that, you have wave optics, and then dual nature of radiation and matter. Then comes, whenever we consider the wave nature, there is a particle nature also. So the particle nature is influenced by what? Again, we go with the smallest particle, that is atoms, and then the nuclei, and coming to the modern physics, that is semiconductor electronics. So why am I telling you this? What is the reason? See, you can see here all the chapters are interrelated, and you are going from a basic classical physics to a modern physics. So how is that happening? How the development had happened and how is it happening nowadays? We'll look into it, and that is why they have given you this chapters, so that you can have an overview of all type of physics. Because when you take it, when you have a physics or pure science in your next coming studies, the time what happens is you can just be very thorough with these topics. So moving on to the next, we'll be starting with the first chapter, and that is nothing but electric charges and fields. So we have been learning electric charges, right? We have been learning charge, electric charge, then magnetic fields, right? So what is this electric charge? How is it? Like how can I imagine it? How does it look? So these things I'll be telling you, and please focus from now on, because this is a very important chapter and this gives you around 8 marks in your academics. So after this, we have to get to know what is an electric charge, how does it look, and how does it travel. So these are things we have in this mind of our, like from many years, right? So coming to the next, first thing what we have to do before going to a chapter is to know what to learn in that chapter, right? To have an idea on what we have to learn. So coming to the first, we have a chapter overview. So in that we'll be learning, that is in this chapter we'll be learning electric charges and their properties. We'll be learning about electric field and also a concept which is very interesting and one of my favorite, that is continuous charge distribution, then electric dipole, electric flux and the Gauss's law. So Gauss's law is also very interesting. I hope you people also like it because it is one of the most famous and you can say interesting topic. Clear? So moving on to the first slide. So before going to any thing like any topic, what we have to do first is go to the history, right? Because we are more interested in history nowadays. So how did the advancement became, like what was the development from many years, like from the previous years, what was the advancement? In the earlier days we would use huge TVs, but nowadays we are using very thin TVs that we call it as LED TVs. So what is happening and how is the advancement in technology happening, we'll just understand. But before going to that, we'll have this history of electric charges, that is how it was started and what was the observation by our you can say ancient scientists, how did they observe it and what was happening actually in that case. So coming to the first thing, we have a philosopher of Greece whose name was Thales of Miletus. So what was his idea? Usually what he did was he just took amber. Amber is nothing but it is a material which is like a gum. Okay, so he just took that and he rubbed it like amber, and amber was rubbed, and he observed that there was some type of sound coming out. So as there was some type of sound coming out from that, he imagined that and he observed, he imagined that amber, whatever is there, that is a living organism, that is it had soul in it, right? So this was his observation. So we'll just look into the history of how Thales of Miletus started observing about electricity and electric charges. So coming to the first, he was a Greek philosopher, and also how did he do? He just rubbed amber with silk cloth and also amber with amber. Okay. After that he converted, that is he observed that there was some type of noise or some type of sound coming out, and that was again given by a name which was called as electron. So what was an electron? It was nothing but it is a amber. Okay, so amber was known as electron, and till now we are just using that word for a negatively charged particle. So coming to the first, he was born in Greece in 640 BC, and the second one is he was considered the first philosopher. Okay, and he was also considered one of the 7 wise men in Greece. So how was he famous? Like what was his observation exactly? So the observation he made was, he was an astronomer and also a mathematician, and he was observing this, that whenever he rubbed amber with silk cloth, whenever he rubbed it with another amber, there was noise and there was some type of charges coming out which he was unable to observe, but he assumed that the amber had soul in it, that is it is a living organism. Clear? So this was about the history of electric charge. After the advancement of Thales of Miletus, that like how did he take on to the next generation was, he just had written a philosophy regarding it, and then that was inherited by the other scientists. So moving on to the next one, how was it possible, or how is it possible for us to have the charges when both the materials or things are rubbed to each other? Clear? So the first thing is electric charge. Clear? What is an electric charge? I have to know. Question mark. What is an electric charge? Right. And why are we studying electric charge? What is, like what? We have question what, we have question why. Right. So moving on to the first thing, which is electric charge. So electric charge is a property which is possessed by a material objects or particles that makes it possible to them to exert force and to respond to electrical force. So here, this is a what you can say physics book definition, but I'll be telling you the exact definition, like how you have to understand what is an electric charge. Clear? So moving on to the first, I'll take a silk cloth. Okay, so I have mentioned here, this is a silk cloth. Okay, and there is a plastic rod here. You can see, right, the green colored one, that is a plastic rod. Next, what I do is I rub both of it nicely. So for example, if this is silk cloth and this is a plastic rod, I'll rub it. So once I rub it, what happens is the charges get distributed. So as the charges get distributed, this silk cloth gets negatively charged. So how does it happen? This gets negatively charged, right? And the plastic rod gets positively charged. So it gets positively charged. What is happening? We cannot understand why it is getting charged when it is rubbed with each other. Okay. Next, in the second case, what happened? So instead of plastic rod, we took a glass rod. Okay. So we'll take a glass rod. Now I'll take a glass rod and I'll rub it with the silk cloth. Again, I'm getting the same result. That is, the silk cloth is getting negatively charged. Okay. And the glass rod is getting positively charged. So what is happening here? Why are they getting charged? Right. So this question arose. Then they got to know that there was a scientist whose name was Benjamin Franklin. He was also the US president. As he discovered electricity, he named two types of charges, that were positive charges and the negative charges. So after that invention, we got to know that the silk cloth had been negatively charged and the glass rod was positively charged. But as these particles, as said by Thales of Miletus, these particles didn't have any type of soul. Clear? So moving on to the next, what we'll have, we'll just see the definition of electric charge now, because it will be more understandable now as the explanation has gone on. So electric charge is a property. It is a property, okay, possessed by what? By material, objects or particles. So it is possessed by some of the materials and also some of the particles that makes it possible for them to exert force. So if, for example, if I am charged, okay, I'll go somewhere, then what I can do? I can exert the force, right? Similarly, wherever these particles go, these exert force and also respond to electrical force, and also they respond to the electrical forces. If those particles go inside any type of electrical field, those particles respond. So moving on to the next, we have the definition of electrostatics. Also electric charge we are studying. So as we are studying electric charges, what is electrostatics? So electrostatic is nothing but it is the branch of physics which deals with static charges. Which deals with what? Static charges, or you can say charges at rest, and also at you can study about the potentials and also the fields. So this is, we call it as electrostatics. So what is electrostatics? Electrostatics is a branch of physics which deals with the study of static charges. Static means what? Constant or at rest. The charges which are at rest. And also you will be learning about fields and potentials. We also will learn it in further classes. Clear? So electrostatics is done, electric charge is done, and the next one is, I have left this at the half because the silk cloth is negative, the plastic rod is positive. In the second case, the glass rod is positive and the silk cloth is negative. Just remember this before going to the next slide, so that you have to be on track. Clear? So after this, what happened?